everyone, and welcome to day 17, which is focused on backbends. Thank you so much for joining me on this 30-day journey. We're over halfway there. So today we're going to focus on how to get into our back safely and the right way. So some of this you may want to watch first and then you can join. Some of it you may already know. So wherever you're at with your backbend practice, feel free to step in. I'm not going to use a block just because I don't know if everyone has one at home, but if you have one, feel free to grab one for your variation of backbends. All right, let's start in downward facing dog. And we're just going to pedal our feet out just a little bit side to side because again, I want your back, I want your body to feel ready. Good, exhale forward to plank and back to dog. So again, we're kind of reviewing opportunities in backbends, maybe not specifically, sequencing ourselves into deep backbends, but just the how-tos of how the body bends. Exhale, lower. Nice, so Cobra Pose, very simple backbend, but it's so hard. Good, chest comes up a few inches, and then it lowers down a few inches. Simple, meaning you're just on your belly and all I'm asking you to do is press up. Hard because there is a lot of work in grounding the palms and hugging your shoulder blades in together. Good, now let's widen our hands so you're almost off the mat. And then inhale, come up, feel that movement in the back, yeah? Exhale, lower. And there was a time where doing a backbend like this was really not okay for my back. I had some issues going on in my back, so this kind of backbending wasn't healthy. So remember that your body needs to feel good when it backbends, but practicing cobras and up dogs can push you into that strength, but they can also kind of teach you how to breathe through all the momentum. So it's like this wave action as you come up and down, right? Good, now let's bring our hands in tighter where we started. Inhale, come up 6 inches. Lower, come up 12 inches, so 1 foot, lower, and then straight arms if you got it, come up. So yeah, are my arms tired? Sure, but that's okay here. And lower. Good, 6 inches, lower, 1 foot, lower, it's more than a foot, it's okay. And then press to fully straighten and lower. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Exhale, child's pose. Push back. Great place to rest a backbend. Good. Inhale, come through cow. This is also a backbend. Exhale, here's the sway of your back. Curl your toes as you press back. Now walk your feet up to your hands. And then slowly rise. So Urdhva Hastasana, standing backbend, I think is one of the hardest variations of a backbend to go deeply into. So inhale your arms up high. Good, lean back. So notice here, I'm not dumping into my hips because you don't want to compress into the lumbar spine. You want to lift up to lean back. And then exhale, solid in your core, rest. So put an imaginary basketball like right here. So it's above your low back because we're definitely not bending into the lumbar region of the spine, the sacrum. We're finding that bend in the middle back. Inhale, lifting and opening, and exhale. Good, inhale, lifting and opening, and exhale. Let's do one more, inhale. Good, exhale. Now that was with straight legs all stacked. So you may be like, whew, I already feel this. And if it's too much, then this is a great place to kind of stop and maybe watch and rejoin when your body feels ready or maybe when you're warmed up. I just went on a long run, my body's nice and warm, I stretched out, so I'm ready to backbend. You may not be, and that's important to know about yourself too. So use some of these videos as just informative videos where you're watching and you're learning, and then eventually you'll start progressing with the movement. Now, another version is opening the legs, holding the lumbar spine, pushing the pelvis forward, engaging your glutes, and then dropping back. Now, this is where I stop, yeah? Good, and then I come all the way up. We're not gonna work through drop backs today. It's a whole sequence that you'll build up through. But this is an idea of how you prepare to get through the fear of it, but also know that your legs, your quads, they're really working. So hold on to your back again, push down, lift up, 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 up. Yeah, firm. And then maybe I drop my gaze back. Support. Come all the way up. So the whole time there was no pinching here, all right? That's what's really important. And there's no dumping either. Everything is lifting, all right? So one more, either arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, standing back bend, or maybe flip your hands up towards your head, hold on, and then lean back from your butt. 3. My legs are doing all the work. 2, use that core, yeah. Come all the way up. Beautiful. Pause for a moment. Hold on to your back as we fold forward, bend those knees, and then exhale, slowly let it straighten as you sway your hips side to side. So any pinching, any pulling, any squeezing, take that out of your practice, all right? Could I do this? Nope, couldn't always do it, and I can't always do it. Sometimes my back is like, no, not ready. Let's drop those knees. Good, inhale your hands to your hips. This is a great place if you have a block, squeeze a block between your legs. It will remind you to engage your legs as you do this. Hands to your lumbar spine again, camel pose, Ustrasana now. Tone your butt, push your heart forward. Lift. 3, dropping the head's the hardest part. 2, keep your quads lifted, push them forward, and then come all the way up. Ribs in, sit on your heels, good. So again, that space right here is not what we're bending into. We're finding thoracic, the T-spine, you may have heard it called before. Good, come on up. Repeat that same version. Maybe just repeat putting your hands here and learning to keep your hips forward because you don't want to be back here. All right, squeeze, lift, option to maybe walk towards those heels. Now watch my hips, they went way back. But watch, I'm gonna push them way forward. See how my arms are working? My butt is working, my core is working, which is what allows my head to drop. Yes, 4, 3, 2, head first, one hand, and then the other. And then sit. And the reason we're not going to child's pose is because this is a deep back bend, so I don't want the spine to curl forward and then curl back. So we don't want to move it into flexion and extension really fast, okay? Now, option 1, repeat what you've been doing. Your fingers can face your butt or they can spin up to face your head. Reach for your heels, or you can reach for your heels with straight arms, okay? So your knees will come forward. Good, you'll grab, push. 3, 2, maybe you can get those hands to the ground. Exhale, tuck the chin, and come all the way up. Good, now cross those ankles, have a seat on the ground. And here's where we can pause and sit up straight. And then decide that we can kind of dump into the low back. It feels good. And then maybe round forward some. Good. And again, it's just important to listen to your back. So back bending this many times is a lot. So that's why I said stop and watch, press pause, restart, listen to your body. Now here's a great place to use your block. So as we lay down onto our back, you can slide your block right under lumbar spine, press down through your feet to softly elevate your hips. So palms go flat, feet engage, glutes firm, press up and lower. So right now you may notice I've had enough, I'm good. So a great way to rest here is knees together, feet apart, and that puts no tension on the back. When we open our knees wide, it puts tension on the sacrum, the low back, and it's just the wrong way for the body to rest after back bending. So knees together, feet apart is your rest. Block under your low back is also your rest. Good. Otherwise, Setu Bandhasana, press up. It's called bridge. So your feet are pushing down, your quads are lifting up, and your knees are driving forward. So all of this is firing, and now use this to help you lift more. You can also walk shoulder blade, and you can interlace. Good. You can lift your ribs, you can push down through your feet, you can use your big toes, so important. 3, 2, release and lower. Now you can repeat this with using one leg or the other. What's important is when you lift a leg or the other, that you're aware that your hips shift, okay? Go ahead and come up. Now, as I pull this knee in, I can feel this leg really work, and then you can push up. You can hold it there, you can do more, you can bring it down. Other side, you bring it in, you'd push up. You can hold it there, you can do more, you'll put it down, lift higher, good. And then from here, you'll inhale your arms up. Good, so now we've been in bridge for a while. You'll place your palms by your ears so your elbows come up. And if you can't get your hands flat, then that's your stopping point. Otherwise, you push through your feet, use your big toes. Some like to press the top of their head. I like to just straighten my arms. And then you come up. Toes face forward, legs are engaged. You can do the same thing, lift a leg, you can walk your feet in, you can walk your feet out, but do not turn your knees out. Keep those toes forward. Now to safely lower, we bend, we tuck, and we roll. Good, let's do a wave like back bend. So inhale, hips up, arms up. Exhale, lower. Repeat, hips up, arms up. Exhale, lower. Good, place your hands on your thighs, provide some traction for all that back bending in your low back. And no, nothing should hurt, all right? Never after a yoga pose, never after a workout, the word hurt is in, right? Muscular tension, maybe a little bit too intense, those kinds of things. Now pull your knees in very gently. So again, you're forcing the spine to move differently than it did, giving yourself some rock. And now forward and back, 1, 2, all the way up, 3. Good job. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist right to release the back. Good, rotate forward, twist left to release your back. Good, rotate forward, scoot back with your bum, and fold forward. So just kind of feel these sensations, nice. 3, 2, and 1. So again, your back should feel well after all this work. It shouldn't feel unhealthy. I encourage you, once I introduce the video each day, to decide, are you doing the video or are you listening and learning first? And then you can apply that to your movement later. So if you have any questions about backbend, please feel free to ask. I will do a kind of a longer how-to series eventually with backbending, so that way you can get into it deeper. But remember, everything I showed you is soft. We approach it quietly. The body is warm. I just went for a long run in the sun, so my body's hot. Then I stretched, so I felt good and prepared for this movement. So again, way to sequence you there wasn't happening today. The how-tos of the different backbends is what we did. So if your body doesn't feel ready, that's okay. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Please feel free to share this video if any of your friends have questions about backbending. And as always, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.